Thanks for your support as a channel member, Xlee, X-Owner X. That's a lot of X's. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the start of Season 3 of the Bourne Legacy. We've had a very, very busy summer of transfers. Check out yesterday's video for the full transfer special. But we are ready and raring to go in, I need to check the name of the league, one moment, the Bet Victor Isthmian South Central Division. Hello and welcome to part 16 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 games of the new season in our new division. We're away against Egham or Egham, don't know how we would say that, and Rugby, where presumably we still get to play football. Ha, rugby joke. Hopefully they'll only be in our division just this one season. You won't have to hear that too often. 20 teams in the league this season, so a 38-game season. Presumably is going to finish even earlier. This season finishes, so we're still looking to finish early April. Ridiculously long summers at this level. These were the transfers that we did yesterday. If you want more detail, go check out the transfer special. Lots of big names leaving as well, obviously for no money because none of them are under contract. But the important thing is, season preview-wise, the media are expecting us to win the league without any problem at all. The board are expecting exactly the same. And as you can see, we have 10 of the 11 players in the media Dream 11. So things are looking pretty good for us. And this is our team for the first day of the new season at Egham. So new boy, Rowan Luthra is in goal. He's a 19-year-old English goalkeeper, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, making his league debut, because we're not in the league. But he's come to us from Crystal Palace. And we know all about Sam Hart. He was here last year, 24 years old, only 9 games. But, you know, it's nice to have some players hanging over from last season. And what better hangover could there be than Max Taylor, who played for us all year last year and is starting the season for us again this year, making his 38th appearance today. It's mad to have a player who's played that many games for us. He's going to be partnered by Jean Bellouin, 20-year-old French defender, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, previously of Sheffield United and Manchester United. And our right back is Daniel Oyegoke, 18-year-old Nigerian under-20 international, 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability from Arsenal. In midfield, we had to shuffle the instructions around a little bit in midfield and up front, to be honest, because all our strikers want to be pressing forwards on support. And all our midfielders want to be in really attacking roles. We don't really have a defensive midfielder. So if they don't work perfectly in the role they're in, we might have to adjust the players or adjust the tactic a little bit as the season goes on. But for now, Matthew Smith, 20-year-old English central midfielder, 4.5-star current ability. Another one who's come in from Arsenal, and he'll be partnered by Adrian Payatziti, an 18-year-old Kosovan full international, 2.5-star current ability. He is from Fulham. A lot of these players seem to have come from either Fulham or Arsenal. On the left wing, we have Rafael Garcia, 18-year-old Portuguese under-19 international, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability from Everton, but previously Fulham. And then on the right-hand side, it's Jack Lee, 18-year-old Irish under-20 international, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He came from Brighton. Up front, we have Jeremy McKendy, who's a 19-year-old English striker, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. He is from Tottenham, basically Arsenal, isn't it? And then we also have Luke Plange, who's an 18-year-old English striker, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 5-star potential ability, and another one off of Arsenal. We haven't changed this tactic in 1 4/5 worth of seasons. I don't think this is the tactic we played right in the first episode, but we fell into it fairly quickly. It's worked so far for back-to-back promotions and, of course, a cup win last year. I am prepared to tweak it if need be. And looking at that league table, it looks like we're dealing with 1 automatic promotion spot and 4 playoff spots. So even if we do mess up a little bit and don't necessarily go up as champions, which I suspect will probably get me sacked if we don't go up as champions. So fingers crossed we don't need to worry about those playoff spots. But it is nice to know they're there. Last year, was always a little bit scary, knowing there was only one promotion spot out of the division, and it was either win the league or fail. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the new names of our new players, but here is Lee, crosses to Plange, and it ends up back with Lee again, and he scores his first goal for the club and our first goal of the season. And it's Egham 0, Bourne 1. And there was a rocket from Plange in the middle of all this. We'll have a little look. This looks like a very narrow pitch, by the way. So Lee getting free down the right-hand side. Absolutely walloped by Plange into the crossbar. And ends up back in the path of Lee again, who has scored it. I don't know how long I can have this guy in the team for because I can't say his name properly. Lee. I think you need an Irish accent to be able to say it properly. I don't think the syllables that you need to say his name can come out of my mouth properly. McKendy on the right hand side, looking to conjure something up. It ends up coming all the way back to Oyagoke at right back. McKendy lobs it over the keeper with his header, and there's a non-league goal for you. Just a lump forward, and he looks like a big lad. I haven't even looked at how tall some of these players are. But he did well to make a nuisance of himself initially, and then the big ball forward, and he has just looped that header over the top of their goalkeeper. I want to have a look to see how tall he is because he looked massive doing that, but it might just be the game making him look bigger because he scored a header, and I'm sure that's how it works. Oh, he scored a header, make him look bigger in the match engine for a minute. Right, Lee free down this right hand side again. He already looks like an absolute nuisance, which is, see, we're already top of the league. This is a good start. Right, McKendy is, he's only 6 feet tall. I thought he looked bigger than that. That suggests the rest of the team might be really short. Lee's 5'10" wide. Does it look like we've dropped back to a 4-4-2? I haven't told us to do that. That would be very troublesome if that's happened, because I don't know why the game would be making tactical changes for me. Lee, again, down this right-hand side. Everything has come through him so far, but he misses out on the ball there. And it's a ball over the top. Oyagoke's out of position, and luckily Luthra looks awesome. Although, what's happened here? I guess it was an offside because it all just kind of stopped, and we never found out what was going on. I need to... Oh, we have gone back to a 4-2-4 now. I think it was just in a weird order for some reason. That was very, very odd. Right. Oh, it's offside again. I was about to grumble about it, but it's offside. We don't need to see the replay of it being offside. Interestingly, in comparison to the last couple of games of last season, when we really started to struggle following the departure of Connor Carty and not realising quite what we had in Fidel O'Rourke, I don't think we used him properly, but we were needing an awful lot of chances every game to score goals. In this match, we've not had a clear-cut chance yet. Lee is in again. But that was the first clear-cut chance of the game as I'm talking about this. But we do seem to have been quite clinical in front of goal as we try and force it over the line. And we do, and it's Max Taylor, Mr. Bourne. Because he's been here so long, he basically... I mean, at some point, he's going to inherit ownership of the club, presumably. I want to keep that man around forever. He's scored on the first day of the new season for us. Probably should have made him captain. Neil Dan's is captain, even though he's unlikely to get anywhere near the team, just because he's an old man. So that means captain in my head. He's probably someone I need to move into the staff setup, even though he's only ever played once for us. But Taylor, I believe I've got him down as vice-captain. There are a couple of players in this team who've not played particularly well today. We've not seen anything really from Garcia or Plange. And this is where we get to see the benefit of having 7 substitutes, because all of a sudden there's all these changes we can make. We're actually going to do that. What does Hector Ingram... Is he? Oh, no, he wants to be a poacher. I thought he was going to be another one who wanted to be a pressing forward. Because the thing with Plange, although he's not had a great game there, it's because he, exactly like McKendy, wants to be a pressing forward on support. They don't even want to be attacking pressing forwards. So I think we're probably going to have to choose one of those to play alongside maybe Hector Ingram if he's happy to be a poacher. Final change, we're going to bring Maswan Hisi on in midfield, who is another one who wants to be super attacking. So we'll just leave him in there as a central midfielder on support. We've got some complacency going on in that team. I don't like complacency. Let's drop a little bit of praise and hope it eliminates the complacency. Because I think that's how praise and complacency works. Lee with the cross, and once again, there's absolute nonsense going on. There's been 2 goals of our 4 there, where Egham have just defended like they've never seen a football before. It's like they're afraid of it. Lee, again, very much involved in it, and it's a first goal for Jamal Hector Ingram. And, embarrassment there for the Egham goalkeeper and defender. They're hoping this is the first and last time they'll ever appear on this channel, because they're making themselves look like silly gooses. Hart with a poor header, which leads to a chance, but we do get away with it a little bit. And Jean Bellouan is getting sent off, I think. Is he? No. I don't like it when it does that, when it calls you over to the ref and you can see the player's already yellow. It's because he's about to get a yellow. We've brought 2 away fans. Usually for these away games, we only take 1 fan. I can only assume what's happened there is it must be Max Taylor's girlfriend, because he's the only player still here from last year. And I guess she's had a baby over the summer. So Max Taylor's girlfriend comes to every away game, and now he's got a kid. That makes it 2. I'm pretty certain that's the situation we've got going on here. And I imagine they'll keep coming even after he leaves the club. But hopefully he never will, because he's my new hero. Taylor nods down to the left back, whose name I haven't learnt yet. And that was Sam Hart, wasn't it? He was here last year. Poor Sam Hart's going to cry himself to sleep tonight. What do you mean you've not learnt my name yet? You've known me 8 months. Right. An excellent 4-0 win for the first game of the new season, and hopefully we will be just as efficient against Rugby and really establish ourselves as the force to be reckoned with in this division. Right, a couple of changes for the Rugby game then. Firstly, Davis comes into the midfield, another one who just wants to play as an attacking central midfielder. He's the one who I did identify as our second really good central midfielder alongside Smith. Wasn't fully fit for the last game, but can come into the team for this one. We've also brought Stewart in at left back, Sean Stewart, who is he's someone who came in from Norwich over the summer. Theoretically, again, the best one that we've got at the club. So do need to give him an opportunity to prove that's the case. And once again, loving the fact that we've got 7 spots on the bench. I've got Hector Ingram down on the bench for this game. I want to give Plange another go because star rating wise, he's supposed to be the best striker that we've got at the club. But obviously I am playing him in a position that's not completely natural to him. So we'll give him another try. If it doesn't work out for him, we'll stick Hector Ingram into that spot and then have to decide which one out of Plange and McKendy I want to be the pressing forward. And McKendy's obviously the man in possession at the moment, scoring in the last game, even though we haven't given Plange an opportunity to do it yet. So there's probably going to be quite a little bit of experimentation and rotation through these first half dozen games or so while I try and work out who my best players in each position are. There's one man I'm not going to need to make too many decisions about, though, because Jack Lee has just scored again and looks like an absolute world beater. Maybe not a world beater, we are in Tier 8. I was disappointed when James Clark left in the summer because I loved him down that right wing last year. But I don't think anyone could argue that we haven't got an upgrade because he looks too good for this level. I don't know what level he's actually supposedly at. Currently operating at National League level. I mean, that's insane. Why is he playing for us? Go and play for someone who's going to pay you real money, you silly bear. But don't do it. Stay with us. We'll pay. I mean, what are we now? Tier 8. National League North and South is Tier 6. So I think that's the point where we can start offering proper contracts. I think. I don't remember with home. I think that is when you start offering proper contracts. So if we could keep hold of him for 2 years, we could give him real money. We're not going to keep hold of him for 2 years. We're, at best 3 years away from him playing at the level he's currently playing at now. So he's obviously going to move on as soon as someone shows any interest in him. Plange is in here. It's the first proper opportunity we've seen him have one-on-one, and it is straight at the keeper. We did see him, I guess, create the first goal in the last match with that very firm shot that he had that came back off the crossbar. So it's not that he looks completely out of his depth up front there, but he just doesn't look like he doesn't look like the superstar striker I thought we were getting with Plange, who's someone I tried to sign a couple of times over the summer. We couldn't get him initially, but did manage to get him second opportunity. And I thought he was going to emerge as the immediate star, but obviously that seems to be Lee. There is Plange, though. Keeps the ball in, finds Garcia, squares it to McKendy, who took a couple of attempts at turning a shot goalwards, but in the end it is straight at the Rugby goalkeeper. I'm trying to stop myself making jokes about him using his hands and stuff because it's Rugby and he doesn't know what game he's playing, but I mean, I would say it's probably even worse. That I told you the joke I was stopping myself saying, because it just guaranteed it wasn't funny then, didn't it? Smith plays it out to Lee, who is going to do fancy things again. There he is. Turned his man inside out, and I thought he was going to score again. But he is... I can't believe how good that boy is. I'm very excited to see some of the things. Let me know down in the comments, when do you think Lee will leave, and what level will he go to? Because the other thing to bear in mind, of course, is he is another one who's Irish. And as we found with Carty, with these young Irish players, obviously the Irish League starts in January, so there's every chance he's probably going to disappear back to Ireland because someone will offer him decent money to go back and probably play for Cork City alongside Conor Carty. And that's just where all of our best players will go, because all of our best players seem to be young Irish players. Plange struggling again. We are going to take him off in a minute, I think, and rethink the plan of trying to play him out of position, because that clearly isn't really working. Oyagoki, that's poor, plays it into the path of the on-rushing winger, but luckily he doesn't really do anything with it at all. Ball forward looking for Plange, who didn't really look like he was looking for the ball. Am I scapegoating that boy already? Yes, I am. Garcia now, charging down the left-hand side. This guy is a striker who can play on the wing, and he looks like he's a little bit useful going forward as well. We've got a lot of very good players in attack. So as much as I'm not scapegoating Plange, with the amount of quality that we've got in attacking positions, there's no point persevering with him too long if he's not working out, because none of these players are under contract. So if we end up letting him go, we end up letting him go. It doesn't really matter. As long as we're winning, it doesn't matter which players are helping us get there, even if it's not the ones I thought. It's not like we paid £500,000 for him, so have to make him any good. After that speech, McKendy's even worse, so we're going to give Plange some time there and bring Hector Ingram on up there to play as a poacher. Davis can come off for Payaziti, who was there in the last game. Not quite sure which one of them is the best one for that central midfield spot. Again, it's a similar situation to Plange. There's no one who wants to play the kind of central midfield positions that I'm used to playing. They all want to be more attacking and more creative, and it's going to be a case of which one gets used to playing in the role that I want quickest, rather than necessarily which one is better. I'm going to take Stewart off as the final substitution, mainly because he's on a yellow card, so we may as well just take him off just to remove any worry. We are only 1-0 up. This isn't quite the dominant victory that we got in that first game, but then I haven't looked to see how good Rugby are. It might be that Rugby are one of the better teams in this division. I hope that's the case, because otherwise it's a little bit of a worry how much we've seemingly laboured to beat them, although to be fair, 5 clear-cut chances, we haven't really laboured to beat them. We've created a whole load of chances and just not been very good in front of goal at all. Garcia with the cross there. It was lovely from Garcia, but I don't think anyone else was ready for it. Payaziti is there with a very good opportunity, but I don't think he was expecting it and took too long to convert it goalwards. 6 clear-cut chances now, though, for us to have scored just 1 goal does suggest we haven't got the attack quite right just yet. But Garcia has shown little sparks of looking very good today. So I think we've got our 2 wide men sorted. It's just sorting out a combination for the front 2, and it might be that Hector Ingram is going to be a part of that, although he didn't look the part there, did he? Yikes. I hope that's the last kick of the game for anybody. Give me a final whistle. We get one. We start the season with 2 wins, which is the important thing. There's still a little bit of work to do figuring out what my best team is, but to be able to say that whilst top of the league isn't too shabby. As usual, we will try and get a whole bunch of games played before the next episode, and basically keep an eye on the FA Cup to see if that gets interesting. But we're likely to come back with no local derbies somewhere in here, I guess 6, 7, 8 games into the season, depending on how things are going. But that will be tomorrow. Will it? Yes. I'm recording these so far in advance, I don't know what day they're for now. If you have enjoyed that, though, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.